a lot of women have this misconception that what they're doing as regular adults is something that they should get like a prize for, or that, something more than what a man should do. And it's just like, you're supposed to have your own car, you're supposed to have your own, place to live, you're supposed to have these things. So I think that when we try and use that to like one up men, it's not really a one up, because that's things we're supposed to have established as adults. And then to just to trigger Mike's point, I 100% advocate for being with the older men, especially if you think that if you want some man that makes a certain amount of money. I go for the older men because they want younger women anyway. So go for it.
I think it's ridiculous when women are not able to do certain things for themselves, but they expect the guy to do it from, like, oh, let me take her to dinner. She's asking for some place she would never be able to afford to go, but she's going to utilize this man because he's going to take her on a date. But my question is it ever okay if a woman already gives herself a certain caliber of lifestyle and then she expects a man to maintain it? Because I feel like that would be the only way it's kind of acceptable, because it's like you're doing it for yourself.
So the reason I cited that statistic that the average American only has $400 in emergency cash is because that woman, there is a high likelihood she's living outside of her means. Unless she is a 150, people stop talking six figures, please. Until you've made six figures, you will know how little that is. All right? A man like me with a family in a house, just watch how quick that dissipates. Six figures is not a lot. So I'm going to say 150 at least for me to say, oh, that chick balling. That chick got a lot of emergency cash and spare cash. In America, you got to be at 150. Trust me. All right.
So a lot of people's in debt too, right?
Yeah, and no, like 2% of people make $150,000 a year. So that woman, even though you say she's providing it for herself, she's living beyond her means. Right? There are stories about rich girls that get married to average guys and understand that I cannot ask him to do what my father did. I'm going to just take the time to build him up to who my father was. I'm going to ask my father to help him provide the way you used to, but I must now scale down my life because I made a commitment to this marriage. I believe it is 100%, like I said, unfair. It's not that the man needs to scale up something he can't possibly scale up. It's that she needs to scale it down and get with the program. It's like literally the way 95% of people do things. It's going to come with time, right? It's really, that's how that bond is built with your husband and the person you're supposed to be with. Everything you get with time, right? So,
yeah, I agree. Just really quick. I'm sorry, Cam. I'll let you get in there. But no, I hear what you're saying, because a lot of women want men who have like already arrived, already there. They don't want to work with a man anymore. And then like I just think of it like you said, like my mom. Okay, so my mom came from like a pretty decent family. Like she had a certain caliber lifestyle she was used to living. She met my dad. He was broke when she met him, and I wouldn't have thought, like, I'm thinking about myself. I'm like, dang, I don't know if I would go from being treated the way, she was treated under her dad's household to going to my dad down in the trenches, struggling it out until they made it to better. But I mean, a lot of women aren't trying to do that anymore.
They don't want to go through the struggle and help them. But you know what I have noticed is that if they're making their own money and they want a man that is already or built up, they don't want to share what they have. They want the men to take care of everything. And my mentality is that if I work, and this is just me, if I work and the man is, helping with everything or paying everything, and I've said it before, if I want new mattress, if I want a new stove, if I want a new refrigerator or something, and I can buy it, then I don't have to ask him for it. Like, I can buy it. And not put all those things on him, because I am putting money towards our house and it's to build our home. But what they want is for him to pay for everything, and she's only paying for her stuff. That's very selfish, like their clothes, their shoes, their hair, nails, all those stuff that are like, and then what about your house? What about your kids' clothes? What about their education? What about their extracurriculars? That's just my mentality, but I think that's where they're lacking, because a man doesn't care if you make money or not. If you make it, what are you doing with the money? Are you
Listen,
saving it, or are you
listen,
just blowing it out and then you want me to, that's
listen. Let me tell you how this is actually going to shake out for a lot of women in the Western world. For some reason, it's weird. Men work more scalable jobs than women do. It just takes longer to scale. Women, because of your college education and you went to college, some of you have friends that are in high positions, they promote you over people, all of that. You will see a lot of situations at 35, 33 years old, marital age, where the women actually makes more than the guy. The reason why I would easily say to a woman that doesn't matter. Two reasons. You're not going to out earn him throughout the entirety of your marriage if you get married right then. Throughout the entirety of your marriage, you will not out earn him. That's a fact. He will work more hours than you. He will do whatever it takes whenever you take breaks. So I really applaud the ladies, and I want to give a shout out to the ladies that understand how this math works. You went to college, you work a job that they just gave you what you gave you. You got put on. Your friend works for JP Morgan Chase. Great. That is actually the world women built for themselves. Everything you asked for, you got. Right. And that's actually, unfortunately, to the detriment of men. Every time a woman gets a job, a man don't get one. Women need to understand that. Y'all took every administrative job. Every single one. Men got to go find other stuff to do. They got to go work in solar. They got to work in electric energy, because where women aren't, because everywhere women are, women dominate. So any woman that's making 150, I'm telling you right now, if I was a woman making 150, give me a dude with 75. We 225 now. That's less than 5% or something like that of American households. We 225. What are you trying to do? What business are you trying to start? I'm going to get it while the getting's good. Give me 10 years. We're going to take this money. We're going to invest. Then you're going to take over, because I'm not going to out earn you the entirety of my life. That's the way women need to be thinking. Everything you have, the people who do this well, me, my wife, my cousins, everyone, we don't keep score. We get it while the getting is good. I have like a bunch of millionaires in my family, and the woman is the doctor, right? Not the man. The woman is the doctor. They just hustle, 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 hustle. Got grown kids. They hustle, hustle, hustle. The whole fam got money wherever you need it. They did not keep score about where that money came from. And that's what that woman is unfortunately doing. Telling a man who don't got shit that he has to finance her lifestyle. It's crazy.
So,
Well said,
okay.
Mike.
Yeah, so I agree, right? In theory, that makes a whole lot of sense. And I understand, like, Mike, in your family, that's in practice. But the problem with Western society is that women aren't trained to think like that. Women are trained to think that if you build a man up, he's going to leave you for a better, younger model of yourself, right? And with that kind of scarcity mentality, they come up with this like hard exterior to essentially say, like, no, I want a man that's ready made because this is a sure thing. But that comes with that same mentality of like, well, I'm just what you were saying earlier. I'm just gonna rack up the bill, and he's gonna fit it. He's gonna fit the bill every time, right? Without understanding that a man like that is okay providing luxury, but at the same time, you have to be the kind of woman who's willing to put in the work on the household front, not just providing femininity. Like, you got to be able to hold your weight in the relationship in whatever way that he requires it. But we're not getting it on this end. We're not getting it on this end. And we're seeing people continue to stay single and still try to maintain their standards. Like, the dots just aren't finding themselves connected.
You know what else is crazy? Let me just say that. You know what else is crazy? I'm not here telling women that they can't have what they want. You can absolutely get a dude like that. If you are willing to date a man 10 to 20 years older than you, you can have everything you want. The problem is that you want to date a man in your social age group, like he's actually supposed to make $100,000 more than you per year. To me, it's the weirdest thing ever. Go get that dude that you used to call Unc. All right, go get him. Let him know you a grown woman now. Okay, he's been driving trucks for 20 years. He owned 3 of his own. He got his own owner-operator company. All right, go get that dude. Leave us dudes alone. We're progressing along just fine. In fact, I'm past where I need to be at 36 years old, because ain't nobody rush me. All right, go get a dude older than you and leave us alone. We doing just fine. Y'all got the floor.
I just wanted to like add to what everybody was saying. I wanted to say first that I think a lot of women have this misconception that what they're doing as regular adults is something that they should get like a prize for, or that, something more than what a man should do. And it's just like, you're supposed to have your own car. You're supposed to have your own, place to live. You're supposed to have these things. So I think that when we try and use that to like one up men, it's not really a one up because, that's things we're supposed to have established as adults. And then to just to trigger Mike's point, I 100% advocate for being with the older men, especially if you think that if you want some man that makes a certain amount of money. I go for the older men because they want younger women anyway. So go for it.
Trigger, you're encouraging younger women to get with older men.
I'm
Is that what?
absolutely encouraging it.
So you don't think they're considered gold diggers? Because some people will be like, no.
But you listen. You had to hear me on my show.
I want my life set up.
I'm very big on history. So somebody asked me, "Well, are you going to let a 31-year-old man marry your 19-year-old daughter?" I said, "No, I wouldn't. I would let a 33-year-old man marry my 21-year-old daughter. I absolutely would. I would let her finish school because I sent her there for that." So he can come ask for her hand. And I'm going to say, can you wait 2 years? He's going to say yes. She's going to graduate and they can absolutely get married. That is actually setting her up better in life. Let's say that dude is a doctor or he took a liking to her during her internship at the hospital, whatever. Those type of situations. You can absolutely marry my daughter. Take her off this volatile ass market.
You don't think it's like
she's the best
no
she's ever going to
predatory
look.
type energy going on there?
Say it again.
You don't think it's like predator kind of energy?
So that is actually, listen, we got to understand that
I'm just asking.
That has been, what is the word I'm looking for? It's helped me. Socially programmed into us. That is traditionally a woman is grown. Like literally by 18, she's really grown as far as her body type is concerned.
You're saying that because back in the go ahead.
No, hang on. Let me bridge the gap because I think it's important to have this conversation. Trigger Mike can say that because he's a present father, right? It's different when the father isn't there or isn't willing to vet, right? The father is the one who sits there and susses out and decides, like, is this man going to actually take care of my daughter, or is this man going to run my daughter through the mud, right? Because until that man signs that marriage contract, that daughter is still under his covering, right? I think the situation is very different when there are now like multiple generations where the father is not in the household or is not present and isn't able to vet that man. If that woman is making that decision on her own without a father figure, then the likelihood of it being a power imbalance is like more likely to happen. But if there is a man who is an actual man who is filling that role, who is vetting the person who's going to take this young lady as a wife, the likelihood of that drops significantly.